Hello. Okay, this is checkpoint 3, US government, quarter 2. This week, and I'm going to share my screen with you, we're going to take a look at which of the Bill of Rights we are going to be studying. And we are going to look at part of America's history that I think when we look back on it, nobody's too proud of it. During this quarter, we will study the case of the executive order of 1966, which was issued by President Franklin Roosevelt during World War II. And what they did was they rounded up and interned thousands of Japanese Americans, most of them were from the western portion of the United States, and put them in what they called internment camps. They were removed from their homes, their businesses, and some of them were separated from their families for various reasons. They were interned because they were deemed to be a national threat. The term that you will be hearing during this week is called the fifth column. Now, the fifth column is a group within a country that could be considered sympathetic or working with the enemy. And the government felt that the Japanese American population during World War II might be sympathetic to Japan. They did not, however, feel that this was the case with German Americans or Italian Americans who also fought on the side of the Germans. So we're going to take a look at this very interesting case, and I'm sharing my screen. First thing you're going to do is you're going to look at these definitions, and I would like you to research them. Now, I've helped you out with the fifth column, and I've put in a definition for you. The case we're going to look at this week is the case of Korematsu versus the US. And he took the United States government to the Supreme Court to object to being removed from his home, his business. And then years later, he would take them back again. He was not ruled on favorably in the 1940s during the war. So we're going to read an article that's going to tell us more about his case. Then we're going to take a look at the Executive Order 9066. We're going to watch a video that goes into depth and explains it. And in your own words, what I'd like you to do is explain the rationale for the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. We'll move on from down there. You're going to take a look at this political cartoon. And as I mentioned earlier, you see the honorable fifth column. These are all depicted as Japanese Americans, and there's trails of them from Washington, Oregon through California. What is the artist trying to convey here? I'd like you to explain the reference to the honorable fifth column and write your response below the cartoon. Then you're going to begin your checkpoint. Family separation is being compared to Japanese internment. It took decades for the US to admit that that policy was wrong. How does this compare and contrast to what's happening at our border with American immigrants actually coming from South America and Central America and everywhere else who have been separated from their families? What about those 600 plus kids? They don't quite know what to do with. How does this compare to what happened back in the 1940s? You've got your compare and contrast chart right here, and you're going to fill that out. Okay, so we have live classes for government every Thursday at 11. I expect to see you there. I'm going to stop sharing with you. Try to get in there. If not, contact me, please. I have office hours and we have pod time. So don't be a stranger. Call me, text me if you have questions. All right. And I will see you.